Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Okay, now I want to talk on using basic self-defense tools, and in particular, we're going to talk about a walking stick. Now, you have to realize, if you've been watching my stuff, my videos, I always talk about keeping things simple. My moves, I don't have that many moves. People always ask, well, what kind of martial arts you do? No, that's all sport. I don't do sports. And that's the same thing on my tools that I use for self-defense. They are not sports. This is not anything that I do that I want to control someone. Police and military, they want to control the people, they'll control the public. In other words, they'll put them up in some kind of a lock or something, where they can control them. They can make them go down to the ground. They can make them put their hands behind their back. These are the things that they do, is control. I don't give a damn about controlling you. What I want is, I want you to stay the hell away from me. And so when I strike, I want my strikes to really, I like my strikes to be lethal. And in other words, if I'm put in a situation where I have to defend myself, I want you dead. I say that because if I screw it up, you're only going to be hurting severely. But either way, you will not be a threat towards me any longer. And that's the same principle that I use on would be considered non-lethal self-defense tools. And that would be, like I say, the walking stick. Okay, now here, I want to show you some particular items here. And okay, right here is the staff. Okay, and this is walking sticks, regular walking sticks, and not a walking staff. That's a walking stick. This would be considered a walking staff. It's about my height, and maybe a little shorter like that. They'll use them for hiking and stuff like that. Okay, well that's not. And like I say, these right here, these are made. These were made from handles, shovel handles, and so I get the shovel handles straight. So then all I had to do was put them on a saw, and I cut them down. The design, the shape is the same shape and design that was on my tomahawk, I say combat tomahawk. That's the shape and design is the same. The only difference is, like I say, the length. Now this right here I'm using it for an illustration as a cane. This is not would be considered a walking staff or a walking stick. This would be considered as a cane. Okay. Talked about using the staff. Now the reason I'm going to even start with this is all of these tools, even the tomahawk, we use the same movement, the same thing. So you get in the center of your staff, and then we're just rotating it. One side, and you see, imagine this is the top. Okay, going down on that side, and then down on this side. Kind of like paddling, except for just concentrate on that one top part. It goes on this side, it goes down on this side. And that's what you do. Just like that. And then you put the other hand. This way you can change sides. That's still the top. Top goes down, top goes down. Both sides, just like that. Okay. That is the basic on this type of a move. Okay, with the design there, this is a heavier one. This is a heavier one. And like I say, they're all basically just a club. Just a club. But the heavier the club, the harder it is to swing. So remember that. Now I have the ends, like I say, this is from a shovel. Now a shovel handle. Now I also have a metal piece that'll fit on here with a hook, and it's sharp. And so so you can use it like that. And so this is, like I say, a two-handed thing. You can go like that and then start poking on people like that, or dogs, same thing, and then by swinging it. That's the way you do it. That's where it is. And the design on this is so then, like I say, it's the same design, the handle's the same design on my combat tomahawk. So it's able to bring it out and use it quick. This one here, I put cotton rope on, and I did that to give it more weight. See, this is thinner. The shaft is thinner, and so the weight is on both ends. It's the same thing. You get it out with the weight on the end. It's easier to snap it out, and then with the rope, it catches it on the end. Same thing with the weight. I say the weight. This is lighter than the other one, but the weight is on the ends. So that's what makes this thing go. It's like that. That's how it works. This one here is a little different. You see how it's tapered down, so the end is lighter. This end is lighter than this end. This end's much heavier. It's much heavier on that end. And so now it's just like a tomahawk. And it's the same thing. The weight's on the end, you can snap it right out. So you go from there to there. Very quick. And with the weight on the end like that, it's more like swinging a baseball bat. Now this one is even lighter than the other two, but the weight is more towards the end. And it's the same thing. You have it, and you bring it down so like you're casual, and then you can go into a strike immediately. Same thing, dogs, and then like I say, two-handed, you can do it two-handed, but it really takes more time when it's two-handed. Best thing is use one hand, have one hand free. This is the one where you can grab a hold of them and then whack them upside the head or whack them in the shins. So like I say, this is more than a non-lethal type stuff. So if it's a person, like I say, get your hand on them and then start whacking them so they don't get away from you. And it won't take but one or two whacks and they're going to lose interest. Like I say, dogs, stuff like that, same thing. It's easier to get. You see it's a little shorter. It's getting close to a cane, the size of a cane, but it's not. Remember, the lighter, the quicker you can move it. And the design is really what's going to make the difference. But you're right back to this is what you're doing, like that, and then like that. And you don't really so much do this as a sword. This is what you're using as a club, more than anything. It's like a baseball bat. Now this would be considered a cane. Now it's a little bit longer than what a cane is. A cane would be down so you can put your weight on, so it's a little bit longer than a cane. But the reason you don't see me with a cane is more, you use it like a sword, like you're fencing, you're poking people with it. And then like I say, it's so much lighter, even when you hit them, you have to hit them in the right spot before it causes pain. So that's why you don't see me using a cane. But that's how it works. A cane. It's like a sword. And I say, the stick, it just puts out some pain, but when somebody's adrenaline is flowing, it's not going to put out enough pain to stop them. The other ones will. that will, I say, fracture bones. So you want to go. This one here more than likely won't. I say I do my self-defense. I don't ask for trouble. The trouble comes to me, I try to avoid it. If I can't avoid it, what I try to do is use lethal means. I don't use any of these tools to control someone. That's what the police and military does. They'll try to tie you up, take you down on the ground, you know, twist your arm, put your stick in there and all this stuff. I don't do none of that kind of stuff. I really don't even want to touch it. When I was talking about getting a hold of them, you just get a hold of them, whack them, more than likely, one good whack, you just throw them to the side and go for the next one. And like I say, they will lose interest. This is not a fun thing. The only thing that's going to counter this would be a firearm, would be the only thing. Knives and stuff like that, you won't have to worry about. Someone that's efficient with a tomahawk, you might have to be concerned about. But other than that, this is really a great tool, better than, I say, a staff and a cane. But the walking stick like this would be right. Okay. I say we got big, medium, and small. Keep that in mind. Figure out what it is that's going to work for you. Keep it simple. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.